What's going on, everybody? This is Caden with Francis Cattle Company. Today we're standing out here in the field in front of the house, and I got the rotor tiller up there hooked up to the tractor, and we're trying to get this tilled up right here. We're going to plant some cantaloupes this year. So my initial thought was to do a 50 by 20 and a little plot and irrigate that, and then also do some non-irrigated just to see which works better. But after some consideration and everything, I just went ahead and decided I'm gonna just till up. I might keep on going on down that way past the tractor. I've kind of stopped. There's a couple of rough holes and stuff, but and then that brush pile's in my way. But I'm gonna at least go to right in there. I do know there's internet cable right there, and I don't want to hit that because I don't want to pay to fix it. So just to be on the safe side, we're just going to stop right there. So I'm basically just going to till up this whole spot. I've already started on it, and that tiller's doing a pretty good job. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and finish trying to till this up, and we'll get it tilled, and then tomorrow we're going to do some irrigation and putting out some black plastic. Now I don't have one of the, you know, mulch laying plastic mulch layers that goes on the back of a tractor for row crops. Maybe next year we'll get one, but as far as this year goes, we're just doing everything by hand, and see what we can make happen. I also don't have the same irrigation everybody uses. I went ahead and went to our Lowe's and just got whatever I could find that would work. But you know, I've been doing my research and trying to figure out some better stuff to use. So next year we're going to try to do a little bit better. This year's just kind of an experiment to see if we can actually get something to grow. So we'll go through all the steps, all the processes over the next few days. We're going to do all this, and then, like I say, run irrigation and then plant. And I'd like to do anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 cantaloupes this year, and every year just kind of keep growing. Maybe next year do about 10,000 if I can find some land. So y'all just stick around with us, and we're gonna try to learn how to grow some cantaloupes. Alright, what's going on, everybody? Today it's the next day. We finished tilling up our little cantaloupe patch here, and It's probably 75 foot long in the longest parts, and then it's probably, I don't know, I'd say probably just as wide. So basically, as far as irrigation goes, I got 300 foot of drip line, which is just kind of like your what I bought is just your run-of-the-mill irrigation line or drip line that people use in landscaping. And then I got all my fittings in this bag, and this here is my feeder line that has no holes in it. So I'm gonna run from my water hose up there and just run it down here, and then I can just go ahead and hook it up to that, which I'll run straight across this way, and then put T's in it and run my drip line. So basically, that's what we're gonna try to do. I'll try to get a few little in-depth videos of kind of putting the fittings on, running that stuff, and then once we get it completely laid out with what I'm thinking, I also have some 4-foot black poly that I'll run down those rows. And you know, usually you've got a tractor and you'll go straight down pulling that black poly, and it will come over the sides of your plastic and hold it down. But I do not have one of those, so I just decided I'm gonna do it by hand this year. If I can make any money, I might buy one for next year, try to do a little bit more land and really just see where it goes. There's definitely some money in produce, and it might can help, you know, fund the cattle business and help it grow. It takes a lot less land to grow, you know, cantaloupes, because I mean, if I can probably put out somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,000 to 2,500 cantaloupes on this patch here, and this isn't even half an acre. So, you know, to do, you know, if I wanted 25 mama cows, I'd have to have like 40 or 50 acres to do that of good grass. So basically, my thinking is do this and cattle, let this help grow the cattle business, but also try to make a little extra money to do other stuff and try to grow the produce side of things too. But I just thought cantaloupes would be a good place to start. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting some things unrolled, and I'll cut back in once I get a few things done and kind of show you what's going on. So we'll be right back. All right, so we got a little bit done so far. Basically, I've got at the end here, I got my hose fitting and a short piece I cut off of the emitter line. I got a 90, it comes down, and so this will be my first row going down. I just basically take these, cut the line, put a T in. Then I've got my 4-foot roll of black poly right there. So basically I'm just laying that down so I know where to go with the next one. It's like right here, this is about, this T right here will be, I'll lay my drip line kind of to the side of right in the middle, so I can plant my cantaloupes will go in the middle, and then have a drip line right beside of them. And that's 4 foot, and then I kind of went about 1.5 foot between it, in between from there to there. Laid down my black row again, and put another T, and I'm just gonna keep doing that on down. So like right here, I got this. I need to bring this back a little bit and bring this up. So basically, I'm coming just a little bit past this green line here, and I'm gonna plant my stuff. My cantaloupes will go right here. This is right to the side of it. So basically, I'm just taking it and then coming right here to the side of it, and then cutting it, and then basically all you gotta do, make sure the kinks are out back that way. Put this drip lock fitting on, bring the other side on, just pop it in, make sure they're both snug, and just like that we can take this, and the drip line will come out there, and it'll just run straight down the line. And so I didn't really gauge how many of these I was gonna need, so I might have to go probably get 2 or 3 more to finish out through here. And then on the very end I'll put a 90, and that'll be my last row running down that way. I'll just put the 90 down, and should be good to go. So I'll have to run back to town, get 2 or 3 more. So I should have about 6 or 7 rows of cantaloupes, and like I said, probably anywhere from 60 to 80 feet long is how long my rows are going to be. And basically my thinking is kind of laying down my black tarp or plastic, laying it down, run it down, and then I'll just take some of this dirt on the side and kick it over on top of it to hold it down. Probably not as deep as something like the actual machine that does that will do it, but I mean, you know, just to be doing it by hand, I think it's gonna work pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead, and before I do go, I'm gonna hook up my drip line on these 4 that I've got done, and then I will make sure those are kind of good and straight. Might go ahead and lay down 1 roll of plastic just to see how it does. I may have to get some landscaping stakes or something just to put that down, but other than that, it's working pretty good. It's definitely more expensive than just taking this black line and getting drip tape and then punching your holes and putting your fittings in there that way, but for as much as I'm doing, it's fine, it's worth it. This stuff will hold up to the elements better, and if I decide to do this same patch next year, I could, if I can figure a way to save this, I could probably use it again. It'd be kind of hard if I'm not just leaving it out there, so we'll figure all that out. But I'll go ahead and lay out a couple of these lines, show you that, and then I'll show you the last bit of actually the plastic laid down and done. Tomorrow, Saturday, we'll plant everything, and we'll be hopefully in the cantaloupe business in about 60 to 80 days, so just stay tuned. All right, so we're almost done with this. I was going to show you what I had rigged up. Sounds like it's working. So basically, I got my red garden hose here, 100-foot hose hooked up right here to my adapter. Of course, I got the 90, and then it runs, there's 1 line. I've done 4 so far. It sounds like everything's working, and this last one I haven't put any black roll or black plastic down yet, because I wanted to show you how this is, you know, in theory going to work. And basically we're going to turn that on for a little bit every day, and it's just going to drip water, and so it'll be on for a couple hours every day, getting just as moist and wet as it can get up under that black plastic. We'll plant our cantaloupe plants, and they'll have plenty of room to run and grow. But I think this is gonna work pretty good. If it's doing that for, you know, 2 hours, just dripping 2 or 3 hours, it'll get pretty wet underneath that black plastic, and then it's just gonna hold that moisture in. And then this field here it's pretty open. I mean, there's a wood line over there, but as far as, I mean, the sky's right over it, so there's nothing covering it, you know, above. So it should get plenty of sun and be really warm, you know, hitting on this and really help out to germinate our seed. And now we'll plant everything tomorrow. Like I said, one, I'm about out of daylight, and two, I'm about wore out for the night. So I'll get this last little bit of plastic rolled down through here, and this isn't asphalt, probably, I don't know, 20 foot or 30 foot shorter than the other 4, but it's just what I had left over, and I figured I might as well go ahead and use everything I got so I can get as many cantaloupes in the ground as I can. Everything that I've heard says to put 3 seeds per mound or hole, so we'll get into that a little bit more tomorrow when we're actually planting. So we will see you tomorrow for planting time. Well, today's Saturday and it's planting day. I'm just going through these rows and trying to burn some holes to get us started. They're about 30 inches between them, and I'm just taking a lighter, and at the end of my stick I'm just burning through, trying to make sure my drip line isn't right on those sides there. Must have got moved over a little bit, but basically I'm just burning it like that, and then we'll come through after this with some scissors, I think, and kind of make those holes a little bit bigger, and then we'll plant. I started out trying to cut with a razor on my first line here. Up here at the first hole I tried to cut, and it just didn't really work. It was making a mess. So I got the lighter and I was burning the whole big hole that I was planning on using, and it was working good. It just was taking too long, so I decided that I'll just start the holes and then come through, clip them with scissors, and then that way I can just come through here real quick, burn these holes, get it started, clip it with the scissors pretty quick, get the holes widened up, and then we'll come through and plant on the first row. So according to all the research I've done, it says to plant 3 seeds per hole, and then that'll give you about, you know, 2 or 3 plants if they all germinate per hole. And then from that, each plant should do between 4 and 6 cantaloupes. And so if that's the case, on that first row, the math I did said that it could do about 450. So if you do 450, you know, 4 times, that's what, 1,800 or something. So in 4 rows, if I can almost get to 2,000 cantaloupes, my last, you know, half row here, right there, should in theory get me right at that 2,000 cantaloupe mark. Now I would love to just sell them all to one person, get a check and be done with it, but if I can't find one buyer, I'm just gonna set up on the side of the road and sell cantaloupes, hopefully. And based off what the stores around me sell them for, about $4 or $5, I'm gonna sell mine for about $3 a piece. So, you know, we could be talking about maybe $6,000 off this small cantaloupe patch here, and with that I want to, you know, invest that money into a mulch layer, which would be your plastic, and that goes behind the tractor, and then maybe try to find, you know, 2 acres, 3 acres somewhere flat, turn that into a field and do 2 to 3 acres of cantaloupe next year. Take that money and then buy, you know, myself a tractor, so I don't have to borrow one from my grandpa or my father-in-law or something. You know, I'll have a tractor, then I'll have you know, maybe a couple acres of land to do it on, and have all that, and just kind of keep going, building up my money, buy more land, use more land, whatever, and just keep growing every year. And hopefully, you know, ideally I'd like to be maybe doing 20 acres eventually of cantaloupes, and then also I want to introduce some watermelons too. So that's kind of my goal here, is to, I guess, get in the produce business. Let that kind of help the cattle, let the cattle help this, just then get it all established and have, you know, a decent farm going, you know, being having a variety of things that I'm doing, more income coming in for the farm. So that's kind of my goal with this, is to just try to get started. You know, it's a small little patch of land. This is right across from my house, but it does belong to my father-in-law. He's let me use it, and it is pretty clear. So, you know, if we could get a little bit more cleared off, he might, and I might can, you know, talk him into let me either buy some of this or lease it from him next year, and do, you know, 1.5 acres, 2 acres right here, just to kind of continue to get established and get some money built up to go and buy another 2 or 3 acres somewhere to do this. So that's kind of my goal. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this, get all the holes ready, and then the next thing we're gonna do is plant, and then we'll turn on the irrigation for about 2 or 3 hours, let that soak in the seeds, and then every day just do that, and we'll keep you updated on, you know, the progress of the cantaloupes, and maybe see if this can actually be a beneficial money maker to the farm. So I'm gonna get to work and I'll be right back. So we got all of our holes burned in, cut in, and now we're gonna start planting. I got these seeds here. This is Edisto cantaloupe, so we're gonna do pretty much these all 4 or 5 rows are gonna be Edisto cantaloupe. I'm thinking that it's gonna be roughly, I'll do a count once we get done planting, but I think roughly it's gonna be like enough to do, I think it's gonna put out at about 2,000 cantaloupes. So I'll do the math once we're actually doing it. I'll count up all the holes and then times that by the number of seed, and then times that by average of 5, because I think what I've seen, most cantaloupe plants put out like 4 to 6, so we're just gonna say 5 per plant. And then when we come back, everything will be planted. We'll cut the water on, and I'll tell you how many seeds that we actually got planted in the ground today. So we're gonna go ahead and get this done, and then I'll show you right quick just kind of how we do this. So basically we're gonna try to take our seed pack here, try and get it open. Lost a few seed there. So we're gonna take 3 seeds and basically just poke about a 1/2 inch down, and that's pretty much just my finger, about, you know, that little part of my finger right there is how deep we're going to try to get them. And then just 1 seed per hole. This is definitely not my best hole here, but then we'll just put a little soil on top there, and then it'll get watered in whenever whenever we turn on the drip line, it'll get watered in, and that's all there is to it. So I think we got about a little over 100 holes, so that's what we're gonna try to get done right quick. So we'll be right back. So we've completely finished planting everything. I'll show you, we got the irrigation, the drip line running. I've had it running for about an hour, and you know, down through here, if you look, there's a couple, it's starting to work. Right here, it's not really showing up too good. Right there, you can tell it's working there, and I think part of the problem might be in some spots just where the actual irrigation line is. Some of them aren't, it's not close enough, I think, to the holes to get it. But anyway, it's starting to work, and like I said, it's been on for about an hour. I'll leave it on for another hour and a half, 2 hours today, and then just every day I will turn it on when I get home from work or something like that, and we'll have, hopefully, I think there's 115 holes, 3 seed per hole, so that was like 300, and I can't remember off the top of my head. I know in total though, if every plant does 5 cantaloupes, it'd be like 1,725 cantaloupes out of this patch here. So a little bit less than what I was hoping for, but you gotta think, I mean, I've only done 4 full rows and then 1 half a row, and I barely have anything in my material. So if I could get, you know, 700 or 1,700 cantaloupes this year, I think that'll be a good start. And I have more seed left over, so I may plant some more in the other garden spot, or, you know, wait a couple weeks and do another one. So I've kind of got a staggered harvest, so I'm not, you know, trying to pick 4,000 or 2,000, 3,000 cantaloupes all at one time. But for the most part, everything's good. I do have one little leak right here at this tee. I'll probably try to fix that, but it's really not a big deal. I mean, if anything, it's just moistening up the soil more. So not a huge deal, but I'll see if I can't fix that. Other than that though, that's pretty much it for this video. We'll keep you updated. Hopefully we'll have a good harvest this year, cantaloupes. And like I said, I'm a first timer. This is my first time ever really growing anything like this. I've done tomatoes and peppers and things like that, but I've never done any kind of melons. And I've really never done what I got in the other garden, you know, corn, beans, and peas and all that stuff. So hopefully everything will do good, and we can make a little extra money on the farm and help, you know, fund the rest of our farming endeavors, and just keep growing and building. And but you know, I appreciate y'all watching this video. I know it ain't got anything to do with cows, but maybe it'll help support the cattle farm. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and just keep watching our videos. Thank you.